Hi there, Aquarius. Welcome to Eyes to See Tarot and your general freestyle for the upcoming weeks ahead. This is a general reading and not necessarily centered around love and relationships, but if it comes up in the spread, I'll be sure to let you know. This is a self-progressive channel, so I like to center my readings around you. And I figure that the only thing we can really change in this world is ourselves, so it's a good place to start. Let's jump right in with your current energies. Any messages? Any messages for my Aquarius? What do you have to say to the Aquas in the room while I have them on the phone? It doesn't look like there's really anything to talk about, Aquarius. She ain't got nothing to say. I got the Ten of Swords, but this is an interesting rendition of this card, right? It's the reflection. It's the gratitude of the wisdom that came from that thing. Now, this card, unlike the other card, you know, when something bad happens to you and you can be the victim or you can learn from it. Kind of like even setting traps, right? Leave $10 in your house when somebody comes over and see if it disappears, right? It's like, I'm not hurt by that $10. Not disappointed that it's missing. I had nowhere to spend it. But I am so grateful for the insight that it gave me about you. I'll know better how to play my cards. The situation, the information. It's less about being done, but it's more about being done with that line of questioning. Right? This, for an Aquarius, and this, yeah. Inquisitive, questioning, understanding. He's got a grin. He's very invested in the question. He's Eight of Cups. Now there's a walking away. There's a release. She is done. Relieved. Powerful. Majestic. Driven. Right? These cards and this energy coming through for this reading, Aquarius, absolutely amazing. I don't know what it means yet, but it's a very good energy. It's all good things, though, depending on how you use them. You got the Ace of Cups. Well, shit. Watch my mouth, huh? Flow a river forth to thee. So anyway, the Ace of Cups, she is engulfing herself in the cycle of, you know, what I put out, I receive. What I give out, I get back. Right? But it's effortless. It's unchanging. It's a complete cycle. It's like, I know I have it in me to give. And I know as soon as it comes off my lips, or as soon as it comes out my hand, or as soon as it comes out my frontal cortex, my prelobe, I'm going to get it back. I'm going to receive it. It's a very rewarding. All this energy is just so undercover boss. The word undercover boss comes to mind. Now, as far as the situation goes, like, what is the situation? Like I said, there is something that you are so done with, and it could be just an energy that you're engaging with, right? Like, I'm engaging with an energy. I'm engaging with a person. And I know the answer for myself, and how to receive and how to give and how I operate. I know who I am, right? Now let's start asking you questions. Let's start laying out the foundation. How would you fit into my life? How are you right for this job? Right? And as they answer, I don't judge positively or negatively. That's very interesting. And I place that person accordingly. I'm not angry at that person. I don't judge that person. I'm just further away or closer to, right? What is your precise role as a human? And the more engaged I am about learning exactly what that is, then that information goes in the bank and I can just like kind of play my cards from there. I'm not caught off guard because I preemptively. Now this might not be for all of you, but at the same time the energy is there. So, I mean, if I've got a horse right here and it's got a bridle and a saddle on it and I'm not riding it, that's an operator error, I think. You know, if you got all this energy right here and you're not utilizing it in that fashion, then I don't know, what are you doing? The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I do see some backlash, right? I see some ideas that there could be bumpy roads ahead, as it were. I still think that in the grand scheme of things, that is a better path or an option than staying stuck, beating your head against the wall, trying to get people to change, trying to get people to fit into certain situations. I mean, you have to have a certain elevation, right? Now, I can have all these energies as a 2-year-old, but if I don't know how to operate the remote control, I'm not going to get it to cartoons, right? So, but if I am operating this energy as an awakened adult, right, then there's a possibility that I'm understanding a little bit better. I have the Hermit in reverse, and I think that's because, okay, so the bumpy road ahead is you. It's you. The Hermit in reverse is going a little bit, withdrawing a little bit too far. Maybe your sights are set just a little bit high. Maybe you set the goalpost intentionally high so nobody could ever reach it. Really, honestly, like, inflexible, immovable, mentally unshakable Aquarius. Are you setting the bar too high? You know, because the Hermit in reverse seems like it's a depressive, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. There's never going to be anybody for me, right? There's never going to be anybody that fills this seat, that fills this position. You know, that I mean, I have nothing to say to you about that. Absolutely nothing. I am in no way, shape, or form to judge. But I am saying that the depression of and the self-fulfilling prophecy is probably what has that karmic wheel kind of, I don't know, getting stuck in the grass, right? Not turning in a direction. When we get so mentally fixed on something, because it's been like that for 30, 40 years. Why change it now? I don't know. Let's ask the tarot cards. They always have so much to say. I have the Knight of Wands. I do see some sort of ambition. I do see some sort of fairy tale. Desire, a little flickering flame of desire. And that could be what you are trying to find, fuel, right? And in the grand scheme of things, I'm thinking of a number, just right off the top of my head, right? Like, if for all intents and purposes, if I stop looking for the flame itself and I start looking for the most perfect environment for that flame, like I just shift my perspective a little bit, maybe the flame starts to bloom. once I have that vessel. Do you understand? Maybe I'm looking for the wrong thing. I don't know. It's just an idea. So we'll figure it out. Maybe that little spark, maybe that little flame, maybe I was meant to pass the torch and light that little flickering flame. That is non-existent, but the vessel is perfect, right? I don't know what movie I'm thinking of when it's, it's probably Supernatural or something, where certain vessels cannot contain angelic forces, like the DNA is just not capable of holding it. You know, they'll break it. So there's certain aspects to that when it comes to the flickering flame, the depression, the inability to find it. And again, like I said, your current situation is this powerful, empowering, walking away and doing it myself. Don't worry about it. I'm going to do it myself. All right, but here's the Ten of Swords, right? But this one's in reverse. I have this idea that with this painful Ten of Swords, same deck, 2 Tens of Swords, with this Ten of Swords being that moping, desperate. I'm desperate for the answer. I'm desperate for help. Please help me. Nobody's really hearing you because they don't understand the depth of your pain. They, maybe they have too much on their plate and they're not really ready to get involved, right? Maybe people could be even more shallow. I can't even fathom how you would repay me or to what this would benefit me at all. But for whatever reason, they weren't listening or incapable of hearing, right? But now, for some odd reason, some way, shape, or form, we have started to heal past that. And I have an inkling of a suspicion that it was this empowering energy, right, in your current. So kudos for that, right? I mean, we can't claim that there's only one and then not be everything that we need ourselves to be and then expect the world to provide it for us. I still want to dig in this deck. What's up with this deck? Oh, we're just going to read the whole reading with this deck. You want to? All right. What? Any more messages for my Aquarius? 3 degrees, whatever that is. 3 degrees west, 3 degrees north. I can't tell you. The Magician in reverse. This dude. Now we got a problem. All right. As above, so below. See, this is the roots. This is the root of a tree. Most definitely. And maybe in there lies the issue. You understand? Because when we're dealing with things like yin and yang, and I don't necessarily understand why this concept is coming to me right now, but it's a message and I got to get it across. When we're dealing with things like necessary challenges, yin and the yang, right? It says as above, so below. So the root system is supposed to ground us and root us and give us nutrients from the soil, right? But then the branches are always matching the root system, right? So as deep as the roots go, that's as high as the tree can go. But when dealing with a root system like the Magician, and like I said, now we got a problem, is because it's not necessarily a problem. It's just your perception. So then that kind of links back again to what I was perceiving in these other people, right? It's depressing. It's never going to happen. It's not going my way. Something is catching a hitch, right? But then we have this, maybe it's that flame that I'm looking for, and I should be instead looking at the vessel itself, and then we'll add the flame a little at a time, or a little bit later, or something in me sparks that flame, or maybe that flame is doused because it never really had a comfortable or safe place to expand. And if I give it that safe and comfortable space, then it gives it the right to bloom. And so therein lies the thing that I was looking for has always been under me. Like that guy, the story with the tree, and you know, he's broken, he's always panhandling and stuff, but the whole time there was like, I don't know, $10 million buried in a box under at the tree roots where he sat the whole time. It was there the whole time. Come on, you gotta be shitting me. Anyway, moving on. These are just speculations, you know. I mean, I know I get wrapped up and I caught up and stuff like that, but I mean, I guess I'm just here to deliver messages. So let's do that again. I didn't like that one. Okay, why are we doing this? As above, so below. It's the exact opposite. So it didn't shuffle on the top. It shuffled completely, and it didn't shuffle on the bottom. This is a very... Okay. So now, as I've been reading, as the Hierophant comes up in reverse, right? It's challenging us to step out of where I preach, I teach, I know, I sow, right? But the thing is that 6 is 9. 9 is 6. As above, so below. So it's challenging you to step out of the way that you know the world also. And kind of gravitate towards a different line of thinking. Duality. So if this is true, and I know it to be true, then the exact opposite has also got to be true. And look, I don't know that to be true. It just had to come out. So I'm going to let it come out. Maybe it's true to you. Queen of Swords. Now I have this, yes, I do too, though. I have this doubt. I have this inkling of a suspicion, right? Oh, that's not going to work. No, that can't be it. Right? Because with the King of Pentacles right here, I am stable in my idea of what I know. Look, I did it here. It's so completely encapsulated in me that I know exactly what to do. I've timed it to perfection. There's a method to my madness. I've made science out of this, right? But if it's so scientifically perfect and sealed, then what am I actually looking for at all? Passion? Soul? I'm looking for something magical, but I've given it a complete scientific viewpoint. Okay, so I'm going to take a fairy and I'm going to put it in a... what's the thing where the scientists go? Lab. I'm going to put it in a lab. I'm going to lock it in a glass box, and I'm going to put it in a lab because I've been looking for this fairy, right? I'm not going to create this magical, mystical, green, redwood forest kind of vibe, and then, boom, here's a fairy, right? Or fairies just come. I know I'm getting off point, but it's asking you to kind of challenge that way of thinking. And I don't think that at this point you're completely down with the clown, Like, you know, I don't, yeah, we not rolling. The wheels ain't rolling that way. But with the Strength card here, there is the capability of receiving that energy, right? Backing it up. Well, let's simplify it a little bit. I can't wrap my brain around this bigger thing, but if I bring it down and I look at this thing, I know this to be true. And if it applies the principles there, then I can bring it to this bigger thing and apply it there, right? God help y'all if I'm losing you right now. A little bit of apologies, a little bit of forgiveness, a little bit of empathy and spark, and some sort of making something right. I got the Nine of Pentacles, but I do have a lot of worry. And there's that Knight of Wands again. I'm just going through a little bit of the energies to try to get a better grasp on exactly where this story is going, because, you know, they say when I feel like there's not a problem, that's when I gotta worry. When I feel like there's nothing to worry about, that's when I gotta worry, right? Oh, and I know that's counterintuitive, but exactly. When I'm so very sure of myself and I am the biggest fish in the pond, it is actually time to get moved to a bigger pond, and then therein lies, you know. So don't let that arrogance or ignorance of being so very wise or smarter than everybody else get in the way of you finding what you're passionate about, or that little spark, or that little flame, or whatever it is that you're looking for. And it seems like you're looking for it in another person's situation, job, home, city, state, I don't know, vehicle. They say change the way you look at things, and the things that you look at change. Okay, so if I was to go ahead and tell you that, you know, I don't know. Me personally, I love the sixth dimension. It's so vast and deep. But if I was to walk around talking about the shit that I saw, no. So I think you have to be able to open your mind just a little bit in order to see the things that you're looking for, the magic that you're looking for, the spark that you're looking for that you haven't been able to find, right? And like I said, you got it down to a science on how to negate. Now you got to go back through all the little puzzle pieces and say, bruh, I mean, if this were true, then I could have put that flame in there. I could have put that flame in there. I could have put that flame. I could have put my flame anywhere. Oh, I'm in trouble now. So, Aquarius, what else do I have for my Aquarius, please? Corral me, please. These people are going to lock me up. Oh, shit. Yeah, that would be a little depressing. That would shake my world just a little bit. It would. It would probably put me in the Nine of Cups in reverse, right? Like, how am I supposed to feel about this? Anybody going to weigh in? Anybody going to check in? No, I don't even trust you to check in, because you let me gallivant and do it the whole damn time, and you never stopped me, so I don't trust you with my emotions. Okay, more about this Nine of Cups, please. I need a little bit more about this Nine of Cups. Okay, who are you? I see you wanting to come out. It's the Four of Swords in reverse. Okay, so I have this idea that something is a little unfair, right? Some withholding, right? And in my jumbled emotional mess, if I reflect, or if I get to this level of reflection, or when I find myself around the way and coming to this conclusion, right? And the thing is that I'd say something like, you might want to get a voice recorder and record what you're saying. You might want to get somebody and just throw all those messages or all that confusion out. Sometimes when I am having a little bit of a tough time working through an issue, I will go to somebody, and they know what I'm coming for, you know. And I'll just spit it all out from every angle, from every personality, from every perspective. And then I'll just grab the one that serves everybody the best. And then we're going to roll with that. You know, I'm going to find the one, pick out the one that, just go to somebody and dump it out all on the table, because this right here would necessarily be like one of those instances or issues that you don't really want to sweep under the rug, because therein are going to be the fragmented pieces of a lot of, I'd say, I'm visualizing soap scum. I'm visualizing fragmented pieces, but things that are very important and unable to be thrown out. Like, they're not, it's not soap scum, it's like little diamond chips or something like that. And I'm not necessarily seeing that it's all going to come together and make a bigger picture or a complete mosaic or something like that. But I do feel like, I don't know, Legend of Zelda, like this weird, one little weird piece of sword would be broken, but I'm going to pick it up and put it in my backpack. And as I go through the game, I'm going to find maybe another piece or somebody with another piece. It looks like trash, but, you know, down my road, I don't know, some odd years, I'm going to find a person that has the hilt of that sword. Do you understand what I'm saying? Something like that is what I'm getting the feeling of. So this terminus kind of emotion that you might find yourself like circling around to, because like I said, Aquarius, right now, getting this big bad baby in motion in the correct direction, I don't know, that just seems like stepping away from and out of this solitude of deep reflection. You understand? So I'm not going within to find the problem. I'm just everybody else is the problem in all actuality. Right? They're not enough. They're not good enough. They're not big enough. They're not fast enough. They're not this, that, and the other enough. I don't know what they are. But the Six of Pentacles be like this withholding. These are things that you've kind of been withholding for quite some time. I get a visualize of a mud mask now. You know? It's become such a calcified portion that I've withheld it and withheld it and withheld it for so long. It's almost like my personality. It's almost like the face that I show the world, right? But when I break it all off and we get rid of, like I said, you just get it all out on the table, then my true essence does start to form. So within me is where this is going to form originally. This passion, this little light that I'm looking for in everybody else, hoping for. It's actually within me. If I allow it, and like I said, with this Queen of Swords in reverse, this King of Pentacles right here, this solidified, like it's trusted, it's true, it's known. I have a method to this. I would have to completely step out of everything. And I don't have to be all these other things. I just have to really be myself, Akashic Records, kind of my own truest version of myself. But I have to have an idea of that duality, that expectation, that understanding. Do you understand how big that would be if it was more than just you? Okay. Let's come back from Deep Space Nine and kind of get back into this real world issue, Aquarius. That's pretty much all I have for you today. If you enjoyed the read, please like, comment, subscribe. Do hit the bell if you want to be informed next time I upload. And until then, Aquarius, thanks for stopping at Eyes to See Tarot.